Hey guys, it's me, Crispy, and I'm back for another Disney's Beginner Guide. Today's guide is all about Genie, Genie Plus, and individual lightning lanes. This is the new system that has taken place of FastPass Plus. I just wish it was as easy as FastPass Plus used to be. This new system is broken down into 3 different parts to it. Let's go ahead and start with the free section, known simply as Disney's Genie. This version of the service is supposed to help you plan out your day. With that being said, I don't recommend relying heavily on it because it just doesn't work the way it's intended to. Instead of the attractions you might want to see, they're going to reroute you to going to different restaurants or merchandise that you may not have even had an interest in. And while that's great because it's opening up your eyes to different things, it's not exactly giving you the things that you are looking forward to. Now, with all that being said, you can use the base version of the Genie to help with wait times and find shows that you might want to see and the show times for said show. The main function to base Genie, though, is to help you with your Genie Plus selections. Attractions that you prioritize are going to show up higher in the tip board and make it easier for you when you are making a selection for Genie Plus. With all that being said, let's get into Genie Plus and everything you need to know about this paid service. Alright, starting with the cost. It's going to cost you $15 per day per guest. So if you're in a situation like me where you're a family of 5, that's an extra $75 a day on top of park tickets and food and everything else that you're going to need during your park day. Oh, and yeah, this isn't including the tax as well. Personally, I don't use Genie Plus, but I'm also at the parks a lot more frequently. So I understand if this is a once-in-a-lifetime trip. Or if you're coming once every couple of years. But for me personally, if I'm going to spend $75, I would rather use that on some of the delicious food found around Walt Disney World. So now you know the price, let's talk about what it does. Genie Plus is basically a front-of-the-line access to certain rides. But unlike other parks such as Universal Studios, you can't just jump into the quick queue line and ride it. You need to go on the tip boards in the My Disney Experience app to book times. Starting at 7 a.m. in the morning of the day that you're going to the park, you can make your first selection. Here's a hot tip for you. If you're going to Hollywood Studios, get on the app right at 7 in the morning and book a Genie Plus reservation for Slinky Dog Dash if you plan on riding it. That ride books up so fast that by the time the park opens, it's usually booked up. Even booking it at 7 a.m., you still might end up with a 5 o'clock return time. Now, you can only have one reservation at a time. However, 2 hours after your last choice or tapping through the second Lightning Lane checkpoint, you can make your next selection. The only stipulation to this rule is that 2 hours doesn't start after 7 a.m. It starts 2 hours after that park has opened. So Animal Kingdom might open at 8 a.m. So at 10 a.m. you would be able to make your next selection. Whereas at Hollywood Studios or Magic Kingdom that typically open at 9 a.m., your next selection would be 11 a.m. or after you ride your ride. Now, I'm sure you want to know what rides you can get on with this Genie Plus access. Well, I'm glad you asked because I have the list for you. I'll also leave it in the show notes so you can check it out after the video. Let's go ahead and start with Magic Kingdom that has the most attractions on its list. There's Big Thunder Mountain, Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin, Dumbo, The Haunted Mansion, It's a Small World, The Jungle Cruise, The Teacups, Mickey's Philharmagic, Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, Peter Pan's Flight, Pirates of the Caribbean, Splash Mountain, the Barnstormer, Magic Carpets of Aladdin, The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, Tomorrowland Speedway, Under the Sea, Journey of the Little Mermaid. You can also see Mickey Mouse at the Town Square Theater. Also, princesses such as Tiana, Cinderella, Rapunzel, and other visiting princesses over at the Fairytale Hall. Next is Epcot, which I personally recommend skipping Genie Plus at, since most of the rides here never have a long wait and there aren't that many to begin with. These rides and attractions include Disney and Pixar Short Film Festival, Journey into Imagination with Figment, Living with the Land, Mission Space Green and Orange, Soarin' Around the World, Spaceship Earth, Test Track, The Seas with Nemo and Friends, and Turtle Talk with Crush. Moving on to Disney's Hollywood Studios, these attractions include Alien Swirling Saucers, possibly the worst named ride at Disney due to its acronym, Beauty and the Beast Live on Stage, Disney Junior Play and Dance, For the First Time in Forever, a Frozen Sing-Along Celebration, Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular, Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, Muppet Vision 3D, Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith, Slinky Dog Dash, Star Tours The Adventures Continue, The Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, Toy Story Mania, and you can meet everyone's favorite summer-loving snowman, Olaf. However, due to COVID restrictions, they won't let him give any warm hugs. Lastly is Disney's Animal Kingdom, which just like Epcot, I don't recommend using Genie Plus at. However, here's another hot tip. If you have Park Hopper, go to Animal Kingdom in the morning and Epcot in the afternoon, and you can make the most out of a Genie Plus stay for both of those parks. Now, onto Animal Kingdom's attraction list. Celebration of the Festival of the Lion King, Dinosaur, Feathered Friends in Flight, It's Tough to Be a Bug, Kali River Rapids, Kilimanjaro Safaris, Navi River Journey, and lastly, the animation experience at the Conservation Station. Now that you know what you can use Genie Plus on, I have a few tips regarding what to use your picks for. First and foremost, don't waste your Genie Plus selections on any of the shows. Shows like Mickey's Philharmagic have a show every 15 minutes, and at most you will just have to wait for one show to finish. Whereas shows like Beauty and the Beast Live on Stage, you could typically walk into 5 minutes before the show starts. But for scheduled shows, I recommend showing up 20 minutes before it starts to get a better seat. My next tip is to book rides like Slinky Dog Dash, Jungle Cruise, Peter Pan's Flight, Test Track, or Kilimanjaro Safaris as your first pick of the day, as these ones either go quickly or typically have longer waits throughout the day. Now onto the individual lightning lane selection. This is where people get confused. Lightning lanes are the special line that you go through for your front of the line access for the individual lightning lanes and Genie Plus. Basically, an individual lightning lane is similar to Genie Plus. The difference is you purchase these 8 rides on their own, and the price fluctuates depending on how busy the park is. These prices range from $7 to $15 a person. Here's the list of all 8 rides you can purchase individually. 7 Dwarfs Mine Train and Space Mountain at Magic Kingdom, Rise of the Resistance, which also books up extremely fast, and Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway at Hollywood Studios, Flight of Passage and Expedition Everest at Animal Kingdom, and lastly at Epcot, Frozen Ever After and Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. Now, with that being said, when Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind opens this summer, I'm sure it will be added to this list. My guess is it will take Frozen's spot, and that ride will become a Genie Plus ride. If that happens by the time you watch this video, add Frozen to the first choice for Genie Plus selection. If you have any questions about Genie, Genie Plus, or individual lightning lanes, feel free to ask them in the comments below, or you can join my new Facebook group, Crispy Crew. A link will be in the show notes down below. Also, like, subscribe, and click that bell icon. I'm going to have more beginner's guides on the way, not to mention my content that comes out every other Tuesday. I'm also going to have some live streams from the parks coming soon, and I'd love to interact with you guys personally. With that being said, keep the magic alive in your everyday life, and I'll see you real soon.